Beautiful soul, before we begin, let's take a moment to arrive. If you're able, gently close your eyes. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Relax your shoulders. Soften your jaw. And notice whatever is supporting you right now. Bring your awareness into your body, because there is nowhere you need to go right now. Nothing you need to figure out. Nothing you need to fix. Simply allow. Allow yourself to arrive. Take one more gentle breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And when you are ready, receive whatever resonates for you today. Beautiful soul. Before I step into today's teaching, I want to share something honest with you. When I stepped back into full visibility after the book, after a long season of quiet creation, a very long season of quiet creation, I noticed something arise in me. Not from anything anyone said to me or anything anyone did. It was just from being seen again. Putting myself out there to be seen. My mind translated it as, what will people think? You know? But I have learned to go beneath my own thoughts. And when I did, what I found was not insecurity. It was not even self-doubt. What I found was protection. It was protection. A part of me had learned long before I had language for it that it was safer to manage how I was received than to simply be seen. You know what I mean? A part of me always had to monitor myself, to self-edit, to maintain just enough distance between my full truth and the world around me so I can stay emotionally safe. It was protection. And underneath even that, something more human was living in my nervous system. Not a thought exactly, more like this quiet, familiar fear. Like, can I let myself be fully seen without immediately wanting to manage how everyone receives me? That was tough. Because most of us know, we know that feeling. You're probably like, this resonates, right? Maybe you're a poster. You post something vulnerable, or you're out and about and you speaking your truth. You're showing up honestly. And then almost immediately, something inside of you wants to just pull back, pull it all back. You want to soften it. you want to try to explain it, or you want to just make sure everyone is okay with what you just said. That is not weakness, although it could have been interpreted as such, but it's not. That is what happens when visibility has not always felt safe. That is what I like to call polarity. Two movements happening simultaneously inside the same person. One part that knows this is true. What I'm saying, this matters. This needs to be said. And then the other part that whispers, be careful. Stay safe. You need to manage this, you know? And it's not really showing up as contradiction. It's more of contrast. And it is one of the most important things I want you to understand about your own healing. Most of us have been taught directly or indirectly that emotional reactions are problems to be managed. It's not. We believe that if we were further along in our growth or our journey, we would not be triggered. Not true. And that the goal for us in life is to become someone who no longer reacts to all these triggers. But that is not what healing looks like. Your triggers are not interruptions to your healing. Your triggers are actually a part of it. Every time something activates you, a conversation that lands wrong, a moment that brings an unexpected wave of emotion, we know those, a reaction that surprises even you. I've been there. Something is being shown to you. Not something is broken, something that has been waiting to be seen. Triggers expose the places where old survival strategies are still running. They reveal unmet needs that learn to go quiet rather than to risk disappointment. These triggers, they bring to the surface identity attachments. The parts of us still holding tightly to who we had to be, because letting go still feels dangerous, right? And underneath all of it, the nervous system is doing exactly what it is designed to do, reaching for what is familiar. Because familiar, even when it is painful, still registers to the system, to your body, as this is safe. And this is not weakness. This is just the architecture of your human system that learned to protect you before you had awareness to protect yourself. So when the reaction comes, right, in that triggered moment, And it will come. We know this. Because you are human and you are healing. The most powerful shift you can make is not to ask, why am I reacting? Because that question turns the reaction into a verdict. It asks you to justify yourself. And it almost always will lead to shame. The question that opens something up is this: what is this reaction trying to show me? Now that question, that changes everything. It moves you from self-judgment into self-inquiry. See the difference? You go from defense into curiosity. Much different. From confusion of the human self into clarity of the witness. That person who's, that part of yourself that watches, is aware, sees from the outside, you know? And from that witness position, even briefly, maybe even imperfectly, the pattern becomes visible. Not as something is wrong with you. Recognizing a pattern does not mean something's wrong with you. But it is as something that was always trying to be healed. Recognizing a pattern is simply showing you what was always trying to be healed. And if you want to carry one practice from today, the next time a reaction rises, before you do anything else, take that one breath, place your hand on your chest or wherever feels natural, and say quietly, I can feel this, and stay with myself. Because the healing is not never feeling the hesitation again, because you're going to feel that hesitation. It's just part of the process. The healing is staying connected to yourself, even while feeling exposed. That is the work. And you are already doing it. I want to leave you with one question this week. Sit honestly with it. You do not need to solve it. You only need to be willing to look. What has a recent emotional reaction been trying to show you? Not about the situation, but about something older that is still seeking resolution. Sit with that. And your affirmation for today. My reactions are not evidence of how far I have to go. They are invitations to see what is ready to be healed. Beautiful Sacred Soul. Stay connected to yourself as life unfolds. With much love, stay sacred.